Just reflecting, laying here in the Philippines, getting ready to watch some, I don't know, Disney Channel, Bones, something, some show. It'll take me into the midnight hour when I can actually go to sleep. But I'm reflecting on my hometown of Searsport, and my mind is occupied with the corner of Route 1 and Mortland Road. I lived two houses from Mortland Road on that north side of Route 1, Main Street, as a baby until I was maybe 4 or 5 when we moved over to East Main Street. But I also spent some time there in, I think, sometime around 2010 or so. And my son Evan came to live with me for a little while. I had just received my, well, I hadn't quite received my Social Security disability, but that corner means a lot to me because I spent a lot of quality time there. And within that block, that square, within 100 yards, um, there's the Pentecostal or the Full Gospel Church, and several houses that have been turned into apartments, and some are pretty shoddy. But um, in the parking lot of the Full Gospel Church, the Pentecostals, you can see what is the remnants of the Captain A.V. Nichols or the A.V. Nichols shipyard, which basically consisted of 2 or 3 slips in which they constructed, I believe they constructed ships there. And if you go down to the waterfront, you'll see the remnants of the piers that are now just nothing more than piles of, or mounds of stones and some rotted out timbers that were the framework. And over to the right, to the corner of Mossman Park, there's the bones left of what was the coal dock. And the coal dock is at the end of, oh gosh, what's the name of that street? Uh, I don't know, but it connects with Route 1. You walk straight up it and you come to Main Street, and you're standing there and you look up to your right, which would be looking east, and on the wall are the words Knox Brothers, and it was Knox Brothers Fuel, and I'm assuming that they had a lot to do with collecting the coal down at that coal dock. But in thinking about that corner, Mortland Road, my first memories of life are there. As a baby, I can remember my mother taking her laundry, fresh Monday laundry, out to hang on the line, which was kind of perpendicular to Route 1. And even back in the days of 1956, 57, 58, Route 1 was busy, and busy enough that, a toddler was a handful. And I can remember my mother had a harness that she would put me in and clip the leash line to the nylon cotton clothesline. And I thought that was great fun because I would get a running start and the leash would become taut and I would fly. I'd get pulled off my feet and whee! It was great fun. And, my mother had the peace of mind to be able to hang the laundry and not worry about me running out in front of a Mack truck or something. And I do remember one sad day. We had a dog, I think his name was Shep. It was a German Shepherd. And Shep shot out through the door one day. And all I can remember was hearing the brakes and the Jake brake of an 18-wheeler in the 1950s, they still sounded kind of familiar, but the brakes of that truck and Shep was gone. I remember that was a very sad day. Not necessarily for me because I didn't quite understand it being 2 or 3. I didn't understand death or anything like that, but it was sad because he was a family pet and my brothers and sisters loved him and my parents loved him very much. But there's a lot of history right there on that corner. Those 2 houses are still there. The one closest to Mortland Road, I want to say it's 31 or 32 Main Street. The second floor, my uncle Ambrose Moody died in that apartment. The second floor, where Evan and I lived for a while, several months. And ironically, Uncle Ambrose passed away sitting on the toilet, which is not necessarily funny, but I find it kind of ironic. But Ambrose actually wasn't a Moody. He was a cousin along the, I think, Evans side, or maybe he was a cousin and his wife was an Evans or a Curtis, related to the Evanses. Anyway, you can look it up. I've got it on my stuff here somewhere, but that's what I was thinking about as I get ready to go to bed. Interesting, or maybe not. 6 minutes worth of me talking away. Was it 6 minutes? Maybe 24. Anyway, that's that for now. Bye.